Tzu Chi volunteers in Taipei, Taiwan pack winter aid supplies for their care recipients. In an in-depth report, we see how retirees can make life meaningful by joining volunteer work. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. First up in Taiwan, as Chinese New Year is less than 2 weeks away, Tzu Chi volunteers around the island are working hard to ready winter relief packages for Tzu Chi care recipients. At the Guandu grounds, 120 volunteers were joined by 36 staff from DaAi TV to ready some 500 aid packs, while at the Eastern District Liaison Office in Taipei, 128 volunteers prepped nearly 300 relief packages.
Tzu Chi's 5-grain mix, instant noodles, dry goods, toothpaste and other daily necessities are sent down the assembly line to be carefully packaged.
Because we are Tzu Chi volunteers, we must be devoted and meticulous.
At Tzu Chi's liaison office in Taipei's Eastern District, nearly 300 bags of winter relief supplies are being readied by 128 volunteers, including some care recipients who just want to pay the love forward, like this couple.
I've always wanted to lend my strength.
We very much enjoy coming here to help.
Just giving a little bit of myself, I feel very gratified inside.
At Tzu Chi's Guandu grounds, Mr. Yang, who has no feet, is also reciprocating Tzu Chi's love by helping pack some 500 winter relief bags, which will be handed out at the Chinese New Year banquet. Teamer Dr. Yang Peilong is here as a volunteer as well.
I feel that we are all but a small part of a greater machine. By working together as one, we can quickly finish the task at hand.
DaAi TV's Deputy CEO He Jianming is also here to make sure the assembly line runs smoothly.
Whenever we pack relief supplies, we have to cut open boxes to unload the supplies quickly down the assembly line. So I always carry some tools on me.
These gifts of love not only nourish care recipients' body, but also comfort their minds, helping them start the new year on the right foot.
In Vietnam, to celebrate the upcoming Lunar New Year, Tzu Chi volunteers held several distributions and year-end blessing ceremonies throughout the nation. In 5 provinces around Ho Chi Minh City, volunteers handed out aid to 1,250 families, while 2 blessing ceremonies were organized in Ho Chi Minh City and Binh Dong Province. In Vietnam, the Lunar New Year is one of the most celebrated holidays as spring couplets are sold on the streets of Ho Chi Minh City. Sweet glutinous rice is eaten on New Year's Eve during family reunions. Before holding an aid distribution prior to the New Year, Tzu Chi volunteers first transport relief items to Binh Tan District, where the event will be held. Red Cross volunteers are also on site to lend a helping hand.
This is only a small gift, but it is filled with our love. We wish you a happy new year.
At another distribution venue, a nurse who participated in Tzu Chi's free clinic before decides to give a little of her love once more.
I really love you all. These are tears of happiness.
To ensure the large-scale year-end blessing ceremony goes smoothly, volunteers and medical staff began practicing sign language last October. At the event, the over 600 participants bring back nearly 100 filled bamboo coin banks to spread the love to those in need. Meanwhile, at the year-end blessing ceremony in Binh Dong Province, volunteers line up all the bamboo coin banks into the shape of a Tzu Chi logo. Through the sign language musical and a video clip of Tzu Chi's work worldwide, Chinese entrepreneurs at the event are deeply moved and promise to pass on the blessing and wisdom red envelopes as heirlooms for future generations. Mayong town in China's Guangdong province is situated on the border of Dongguan and Guangzhou and has a large elderly population. For this reason, Tzu Chi volunteers hold winter aid distributions here each year to help the senior residents. This year, some 300 seniors received aid supplies, and volunteers also made sure to visit those who are unable to get to the distribution venue. Situated on the border of Dongguan in Guangdong province, Mayong town is known as the hometown of Chinese folk songs. Tzu Chi volunteers are here every year to hold winter aid distributions for the elderly. Over 300 solitary seniors receive Tzu Chi's aid supplies, and for those who have trouble getting to the distribution venue, volunteers visit them at home. 68-year-old Sen Rongbing is helping deliver the relief items on a trishaw.
I first rode the trishaw when I was 14, and I fell into a ditch. Today I finally got the hang of it.
With the trishaw, Tzu Chi volunteers are able to travel further distances to visit impoverished families. Tzu Chi volunteers bring warmth and love to those in need. Mama Mo, who has cared for her son for over 4 decades, is moved to hear his words of gratitude. 93-year-old Mo Fengtian, despite living in a small house, has a big heart and is always smiling.
This is cooking oil? Great, thank you so much.
You are welcome. Give me a hug. Wish you a long life, Grandma.
Thanks to Tzu Chi, the winter ahead will be a warm one for residents of Mayong town. On January 12th, Germany Tzu Chi volunteers held a year-end blessing ceremony in Hamburg. Gifts from Taiwan were handed out, such as the blessing and wisdom bread envelopes, which brought comforts to many who are away from family members at this time.
In Italy, earthquake survivors' hearts were calmed by the loving care from Tzu Chi volunteers of Germany, France, and Italy. For those far away from home in Germany, they also found comfort in Tzu Chi as well.
It's always a little lonelier being overseas without family, and my husband is German. But every time I come here, I feel at home and at ease, and I'm always overwhelmed with emotions.
The gifts given away at Tzu Chi's year-end blessing ceremony in Hamburg is nonetheless packed with love from Taiwan. Connecting heart to heart through a prayer, participants gather their love and spread it further to all those in need of comfort.
For the past few days, we have been introducing several new career options for Taiwan's retirees who are growing in numbers. While working for money is important, most retirees also wish to be part of something meaningful. Thus, many have decided to volunteer. According to the government, seniors now contribute 43% of the nation's total volunteer hours. Here's more.
68-year-old Grandpa Du is singing and dancing on stage, and his smile empowers everyone off stage. Not only is he good at enlivening the atmosphere, Grandpa Du is good with handcraft as well.
See, isn't it moving like a woodpecker?
A retired colonel from Taiwan's armed forces, Grandpa Du did not adjust well to his retired life. He tried out several endeavors, including opening a bakery and working as a chef. But Grandpa Du did not find happiness until he tried out volunteering.
I'm happier working as a volunteer. As you age, your brain functions also degrade. So by designing our own program, we are forced to use our brain. Otherwise, my brain will begin to rust.
Taichung Social Affairs Bureau wants to enlist the help of talented seniors like Grandpa Du.
We want to recruit and enlist our grandpas and grandmas because each one of you possess hidden talents.
Many of our seniors retire early, so both physically and mentally, they are still in great shape. So we are just finding the right position for them.
Seniors are no longer the ones on the receiving end or a burden to society. Instead, they have the ability to contribute.
As life expectancy increases, senior workforce numbers have also increased. How then should retirees make the best use of their life?
Whatever I had wanted to do in the past, now that I am retired, I can do it.
I was bored. Coming out and participating in activities feels wonderful.
Formerly a retired elementary school teacher, 74-year-old Grandma Tsai enjoys being surrounded by people. Donning on a volunteer vest, her life now has a purpose.
It's like recycling. If I'm still of use, I think that would be quite nice.
At the senior center, most of our volunteers are seniors above 65. Their vitality and enthusiasm serve to rival the younger volunteers.
Medical studies show seniors who volunteer have less anxiety-related problems because their brain produces more dopamine.
The chemical dopamine can help the sensitive to a certain extent. It can help you forget unpleasant situations and stimulate your brain in a way so that you will think more positively.
Government statistics show that volunteer hours contributed by seniors 65 years and older make up 43% of total volunteer hours, which demonstrates their importance.
Once they retire and become senior citizens, of course they are qualified to be at the vanguard of volunteer services, which allows them to apply their talents.
A famous Chinese proverb goes, life begins at 70. For seniors in Taiwan, they are finding that this saying is truer than ever.
In China's Yunnan province, Tzu Chi volunteer Yang Ge opened a vegetarian restaurant in Kunming City to provide affordable meatless dishes to the public in hopes of inspiring more people to adopt vegetarianism. As currently the imbalance of the element is found worldwide, the only way to save our planet is through vegetarianism and to persuade more people to join our cause. But how can we go about it?
In June 2013, Yang Ge asked this question at Hualian-Stin's abode. In just a month's time, a vegetarian restaurant, Juexi Yuan, opened at the Lotus Pond Park in Kunming City. Yang Ge's restaurant was short of hands in the beginning. 5 months into the operation, however, she found more and more staff who shared her ideals, thus allowing her to expand her scale of service. Now her restaurant can serve some 300 customers at a time.
We rarely eat at restaurants. Today is special because this is a vegetarian restaurant.
I think eating meatless food is healthier and eco-friendly. We eat too much meat and that's not good for our health. So I decided to start eating meatless food.
Despite her initial success, Yang Ge says she aims to make members of the public feel comfortable with meatless food and get used to eating vegetarian.
Whether it is 5 months or 12 months, I will keep this restaurant open as long as possible. In fact, I sold my house for money to cover the deficit from this business.
With just $1, customers can eat as many vegetarian choices as they want. Yang's target customers are students and migrant workers, and the restaurant also provides free meals to customers on a regular basis.
I want everything in my life to be simple. I need to get rid of my previous material desires.
Returning to purity and innocence brings inner beauty. This is an idea echoed in the anecdote in Chinese history. During the Ming Dynasty, General Wu Sangui built a residence known for its serenity for his concubine, Chen Yuanyuan, who spent the rest of her life here studying Buddhism. The aroma of flowers in the old days has transformed into today's humanitarian lifestyle.
Members of the public often come here to take a walk, and many of them will bring their books along and enjoy reading in the park.
Although the willow trees flourish around the pond, no signs of lotuses show in the water.
I will do my best to beautify the surroundings around this pond and keep it clean so that everyone will spontaneously recycle and become more aware of the importance of environmental protection. I also want to plant lotuses in the pond, making it true to its name, the Lotus Pond.
With its peaceful atmosphere, the park attracts countless members of the public who come to experience firsthand the Dharma that Chen Yuanyuan once bathed in.
Many tea drinkers come up here to share their thoughts. Many of them are also learning Buddhism. Even those who have no experience with Buddhism will join us. Gradually, they will also be influenced in a positive way.
Yunnan is known for its tea culture. Each of the 26 ethnic groups here has their own way of tea appreciation. Now Yang Ge has started her learning of the Jinsi tea ceremony.
要学3年。3年。
I will have to go through 3 years of training. I will go back to Taiwan twice every year, in May and in November. Before I registered, I was already determined to finish this training no matter how busy I was.
只要想做的事都能做到。
Thanks to Tzu Chi's vegetarianism and tea culture, today Yang has found a peaceful state of mind and a healthy body.
Also in China, while Tzu Chi volunteers in Zhejiang's Wuyi County carried out winter relief distributions to help the needy pass the cold season, they also discovered several cases in need of long-term care. Let's take a look.
Her oldest son suffers muscular atrophy. Her twins are beginning to develop the condition. At the arrival of Tzu Chi volunteers, this mother's pent-up emotion finally gives.
You have got to hang on. No matter how hard life is, just take it one day at a time.
This home can barely be called a shelter. Its roof is tarpaulin. A bag of rice and a bottle of oil have already brought this girl immense joy.
很开心，很开心。
We are so happy, so happy. We can now eat a little more this winter.
Carrying out winter relief in Zhejiang Province's Wuyi County, volunteers' heart grows heavier with each home visit.
She used to collect leftovers from restaurants to eat, so some people told her son about her plight. Her son was working in a company. He decided to take and sell some of the company's goods so he could buy some food to feed his mother. In the end, he was sentenced to 2 to 3 years in prison.
This family barely gets 3 meals a day and has a daughter who suffered brain injury. They will be taken under Tzu Chi's wing.
啊，好看，好看，好看。
Wang Qiuxiang has changed after bathing in Tzu Chi's love for over 1 year.
以前第一次
The
送她
first time we accompanied her to a hospital, she refused to go, so we literally had to carry her and drag her along. Look at her now. Her hair is so pretty. She never used to wash her hair. It was like a bird's nest. She didn't shower for years. Now she cooks and helps her husband out in the field.
Volunteers' last stop is the home of lung cancer patient Miss Gong, who was just about to call Tzu Chi to say thanks when the volunteers showed up.
I feel very warm inside. You care so much about us. I am very grateful inside.
Suffering is everywhere. Though the volunteers' work is done for the day, their mission to serve the needy has only just begun.
Back in Taiwan, in Xinjiang district of New Taipei City, 68-year-old Mr. Xie became bedridden since suffering a stroke last year and was unable to keep his living environment clean. To help, Tzu Chi volunteers took the man under its wing and also mobilized to help clean up his home earlier this month. Sadly, 2 days after their visit, the senior passed away.
In New Taipei City, Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers worked together to tidy up 68-year-old Mr. Xie's home. After the senior suffered a stroke, he was unable to keep the place clean on his own, and with his children frequently not at home, the house slowly became almost unlivable.
The smell inside the room was unbearable, and thinking about how he has to live in it, we feel so bad for him. So we called up a few volunteers to come help clean up the place. Although he suffered a stroke, we think giving him a clean place to live will warm his spirit.
Before Senior Xie's stroke last autumn, he was still able to take care of himself. However, now there is very little he can do on his own. To help the senior with his Lunar New Year cleaning, several volunteers arrived to offer their services.
Being able to help others is a blessing. We can't stand to see him living in such an environment.
It doesn't matter how filthy or disorderly a resident's house is. You're always so enthusiastic when helping clean up. I only have 2 words for you. I'm touched.
On this day, volunteers also gave Senior Xie and his grandson a haircut. Worried about the senior's hands and feet being exposed to the cold, another volunteer trims his nails and applies moisturizer to his skin.
I've given my father foot massages before, so I just thought of the senior as if he was my father. I'm glad to have the opportunity to give his nails a trim and give him a massage.
The brothers have disinfected the room and used reusable materials to board up the window to keep out the draft, so his room is much warmer now.
After the afternoon of cleaning, volunteers leave Senior Xie with his room in pristine condition. Sadly, 2 days after the volunteers' visit, Mr. Xie's condition worsened and he passed away. Hearing the news, volunteers could only console themselves that they had warmed the senior's heart in his final days.
Next, we meet another care recipient, but in Tainan, 34-year-old Mr. Huang, who eventually became wheelchair-bound following a spinal injury when he was just 9 years of age. To ensure the young men have a comfortable environment to welcome the Lunar New Year, Tzu Chi volunteers called upon a few Good Samaritans to help clean his house.
Here at Mr. Huang's house, one does not see much furniture, but piles of garbage on the floor. His kitchen and walls are black from years of soot and dust buildup.
When I reached the 9th grade, I practically couldn't walk anymore. My classmates had to carry me. After graduation, I just stayed at home in my wheelchair. I'm very grateful for everyone who came to help me.
Not wanting the portrait painted to further live in filth, volunteers used the weekend to clean up his home. Some even brought their family members along.
To give them an opportunity to experience things firsthand so they can treasure their own blessings more.
Meanwhile, Tzu Ling Wan-yi overcame her fear of cockroaches and mice because she could not bear to see Mr. Huang suffer.
Many people are simply helpless. It's not their desire to live this way. They don't want this. Since we have the ability to help, we should do so.
As the blessed deliver love to those trapped by suffering, they experience the joy of giving.
We stay in Taiwan at the end of today's show. In Taichung, students of the Lufeng Elementary School, after seeing video clips of the disaster-stricken areas in the Philippines, launched a fundraising campaign. Children from all 18 classes each donated a filled bamboo coin bank. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.